elementary school, I was always that kid that came home in the gifted program, was always staying inside during recess, reading above my grading level. I was always that kid that came home with all A's on the report card. And my mom would just tell all of her friends, show everybody, and I noticed this pattern in her responses from my friends. They would always say, "Wow, you're so smart. I wonder where you get it from. Must be your dad fixing all his computers." And then whenever I would go home and I would bring some art project to hang on the fridge, I noticed the same pattern. My mom, her friends, they would all go, "Wow, your art skills are so good. Wow, it must be your mom, right? You know, with the art and everything." My mom's an artist too, so it's always been kind of a weird scenario living with her. But yeah, so after realizing this pattern one year, second grade it was, I voluntarily signed myself up for summer school. Yeah, if you can call that a nerd, you know. I don't know what else there is. So I would wake up 6 a.m. every morning just to go to this summer school and learn. But not only would I sign up just because I felt so loyal to school, it was because of how they taught me. They would do experiments with me, and they would specifically just try and reach out and give all these hour-long lectures of pollution, environmental conservation, endangered animals. However, the biggest project that I had that year was an art project. It was actually, we had to take recycled materials and create a self-portrait. And I have that portrait for you here. It's beautiful, I know. The green balloons really accentuate my eyes, so what can I say? And that's where I really realized that how people teach you matters. And it sparked my love for education and my love for just dedicating my life as a scholar. Because really, I went on through my life and I realized going into high school, I had always carried that with me and I always strived to make connections in what I was learning. But I noticed that a lot of my friends, a lot of my peers didn't feel the same way. So recently, actually just a couple days, a lot of you know from when I was going around annoying your classes, but I did a survey. I gathered data on a sample of 300 students here at Bryan High School, randomly selected, all approved by Novotny. And here's some of the statistics I found. 29% of people felt like they could not take the classes that they wanted to take here at Bryan High School. That was actually quite surprising. Along with that, it went with some feedback and short answer questions of how do you feel about the classes that you currently take? What could be improved? And a lot of it was just saying, oh, issues in schedule, or just apathy, or I didn't really care when I was signing up. And a lot of that apathy, I feel like, was the answer to some of the other statistics. 50% of people said that they were only moderately engaged and challenged by the classes that they take. It's not really much considering how many students we have here at Bryan and how much we try and achieve for everyone to make their own dedication of being a scholar. And on average, people only felt somewhat prepared by their classes for after high school. They didn't feel, as you can see, I had a scale from 1 to 5. It landed on exactly 3 on average. And so after that statistics that I found, there was a, I guess I did this the wrong way, a word map here. And as you can see, a lot of people, this is a reflection on how people feel about the academics here at Bryan High School. As you can see, there's a lot of people saying challenging and interesting. However, in comparison, there's also a lot of people here you can say boring, okay. I got plenty of responses with cuss words. And yet, through all these, there's always been a lot of outliers of just people feeling bad. I went through that survey, 65% of the responses had negative connotations in them. And so, yet when I asked what classes did they love, and what classes do they feel prepared them for after high school, a lot of people said English and math. All of their science classes are construction, web design, classes I didn't even know we had here at Bryan. So, as you can tell, most of you as teachers, this follows under a model of learning called STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math. However, a lot of people neglect that there's actually a more modern model called STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math. That's what I had over here, actually. So my elementary school that I went to, this voluntary summer camp, was a Wilson Focus School. We've always been dedicated towards robotics and this thing that I'm going to introduce you to called interdisciplinary learning. That's where you make connections between the things that you learn, all the different subjects. For instance, in the Conservation Art Club here at our school, this is an interdisciplinary learning for you. You can take your engineering, applied sciences like biology and chemistry and physics, and you can take your life sciences like agriculture classes and environmental science, and you can connect it to real world problems. You can take humanities like your government, your sociology, your art classes, and social sciences as well like psychology. All of it can connect to whatever you feel passionate about as a real world issue, as a scholar or as a teacher who's trying to inspire this within your students. At the Conservation Art Club, specifically, is a really good intersection that I found. This is my piece here. I noticed that a lot of artists in Omaha and the community, and a lot of even educators who are artists today, don't feel confident in teaching things like science and math when they should be. If students are suspected to know everything and be educated with their art and actually impact the community, because artists do make a role and they change lives. So they need to be educated in what they're doing, and they need to be able to mobilize people with the right information. And so that's where the Conservation Art Club comes in. With things like learning biology through visited labs and talking to scientists and experts, along with artists and entrepreneurs, they have empowered students to really just focus on who they are and figure out how they can be an educated artist and a scientist in our community. At Bryan High School, what I've really found here is just an opportunity for people to have a balanced education. And I feel like this could really be explored more in our school. So art entrepreneurship, which is encouraged in the program, is taking things like economics and business and sociology and applying that to art skills. It empowers artists to realize that they can do things with their work. And another surprising statistic that I found is that 47% of our students feel that they will be using art skills in their future careers. So if that says anything, it's very important to realize that there's a diverse amount of ways that art skills can be used in our school, and this is just one of them. Art entrepreneurship, specifically towards environmental conservation, which is reversing climate change, deforestation, mobilizing people to take action against endangered animals, and giving to charities to benefit helping our environment. Is really something that I've connected with, and I will be starting my own business actually, inspired by these things. In my art, I always use biology, statistics, calculus. I use chemistry. I've formulated so many things in my life that I can't even count. Everything in my life I've always strived to make connections towards, and everything I learn, I just like to add to that little book, that little web of myself and my education. And so I feel like we could really nurture this society here at Bryan High of empowered artists and empowered scholars by collabing with interdisciplinary learners and other leaders in our community, like scientists and artists. As many different perspectives as you can get, the better. And through this, we can make different researches, and in our community, these impacts of interdisciplinary learning have gone towards renewable energy sources with art establishments to make them more societally accepted. And they have gone towards community projects to clean up communities. Graphic designers design these things, they mobilize people, they gather people, artists, they make statements, they do public art, they collect people who want to have fun and be creative, and they direct it towards a good cause. As long as we can educate people well on what those causes are, I feel like a lot of our students can be a lot more passionate in the things that they learn, and I feel that overall, we will just have a more dedicated body of students. Here at Bryan High, We can utilize little. I know, me too. I forgot I put that in there. But here at Bryan High, we can really utilize interactive and passionate lessons with our teachers for everyone's interests. Not only environmental conservation, but architecture. We can hone in on the calculus that goes into that. And we can hone in on beauty tech and how statistically you have to have so much like control of different germs, and there's different sanitations, and there's practices that you can come up with to make things more efficient. No matter what a student's passion is, it can always be fueled and supported. And I believe because 30% of people say that they find their after high school opportunities in classes. That is innumerous compared to the 65 that said that they found them outside of school. As a focus at Bryan High School, I really feel like we should negate that and we should minimize it to make it so a lot more opportunities are found in the classroom. Of course, this starts with teachers, and you all are doing great being passionate about what you teach, and you empower students so much. And I know a lot of you work as hard as you can. I'm so proud of all of you guys. However, we also have to take in our own perspectives and be more open-minded and try and realize that a lot of the things that we teach can be used for more than just the conventional standard. So this also starts with students and using their opportunities that they're presented and having less apathy. To them and to you guys, you don't have to be your mom, you don't have to be your dad. You can use the skills that you build, and you don't have to choose between any art or any science just to make yourself seem more smart or stupid or whatever other stereotypes there are about the things that you learn. You should do what you love and educate yourself on that. Use your skills and take a moment to really think how all fields of learning, everything in STEAM, can apply to whatever you specialize in. Never give up on yourself and never give up on what you believe in, because as long as you educate yourself correctly, you can change the world.